You ain't built for a skirt as a nigga can be. It's gon' sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming for ya. It's gon' sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I come for ya. It's gon' sound like here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really worry like that.
What is going on, everybody? Happy week 7. Welcome to Gridiron Gang right here on the Betting News Network. Landon, tell us you haven't tuned into a Sunday in a hot minute without telling us you haven't tuned into a Sunday.
Landon's here. Who is that guy?
Who's that guy? Wow, welcome to the show, guys.
For a minute.
I know. That's okay. Whatever. Excited to have you guys here. Welcome to the show. Week 7 is upon us. There's already football going on right now. The Patriots are currently selling our bag a tiny bit, but it's okay. There's a long way to go.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be fine.
Long game.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine. It's also the Jaguars. So,
Yes.
you know.
Sure. Meltdown
Fine.
incoming.
Meltdown incoming. Chat, I need Evan Ingram updates in the chat, please. Let me know, because I got beans on Evan Ingram receiving yards. So, excited to have you guys here. Welcome to the show. That's Shaggy Bets. That's Vsauce. We got a Trizzy bang today, boys and girls, because we got Trizzy's Tutters in just a few minutes. That is Mr. Suck. My name is Sweatpan Jesus. Stoked to have you guys with us to rock and roll, talk all about Week 7, because it's here, boys. Middle of October. It's October the 20th. Excited to have you guys here right here on the channel. Brought to you by our sponsors at BetOnline. Get involved with BetOnline with a $1,000 deposit bonus and $10 dropped into your account. Right up there with that cute little QR code right above Mr. Vsauce's head. Looking fresh and clean in the new hoodie. Excited to have you guys with us. Boys, are we ready to rock and roll? Let's get to it.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. It's the Niners Super Bowl today, baby.
I've been rolling since 9 a.m., buddy. These London games are pretty dope, honestly.
Yeah,
You just
pretty cool.
roll out of bed and you're just like, it's almost like feeling like a West Coast NFL fan, you know? Because they just
Yeah,
roll out of
right.
bed, you know?
I forgot this week, and I woke up and I was like, "Holy shit! I gotta check my Drake May bets."
6:30 a.m. like game times here on the West Coast is
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
That's brutal.
Wild, wild west, baby. Do you guys think that they should, before we get into today, we're going to do, as we always do today, we're going to get into Stutter Dud, and then we're going to talk
Save your
through every single
tears,
game with you
Connor.
guys.
Save your tears.
Do you guys think that they should do it in a London game every week? Like, get to the point
Not
where they
every
just
week.
have it? Like,
I don't know.
they've already
It's not
got,
for us.
Gotta be-
they've already got 3.
I think the
Not
better
for
question
us.
is, how does your dad and his friends feel about it? Are they tuning
They
in?
love it.
Is it worth
It's
it?
it's for them.
It's
It's
massive.
still, yeah.
There
It's
you go.
So my dad is from, lived in America,
Move the
obviously, from
Jags
London.
there. The London
But
Jags.
I mean, they might as well. Like he's loved football for a long time, and like to see the growth of American football in the UK over the past 10 years, like it's massive over there, boys. Like they have huge followings for lots of teams. They have their own channel. I mean, they got all kinds of shit. It's really cool. But
For some
yeah, they
reason,
should
your
just-
dad chose the Bears. Like that.
The Woofty Bears.
Well, it's because when my dad became a football fan, they had Walter Payton, they had
Yeah,
the
they were
fridge,
good.
they were good. So it was
Okay.
like, yeah, let me follow the.
Germany.
Running the show.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, excited to have you guys here. Drop some dubs in the chat. Appreciate you guys stopping by today for a beautiful Sunday. Drop your favorite bets that you guys like. We're going to go game by game with you guys, give our bets, give our thoughts for each game. Drop what you guys have. Tell us why you're going to fade us. Today's a really good day to fade us too, boys and girls, because we were talking last night. Shags actually didn't get involved in this conversation, so Shaggy Bets has no do not get involved with Shaggy slander in this particular situation. But the four other bozos on the screen decided that today was Homer Day. We all kind of liked. Yeah, you are there too. We all
Well, I
kind of
was
liked-
not going to support all of your homerisms, but
Hey,
I know.
I'm doing the same thing.
Hey, we're all homers today.
Be a man.
Absolutely.
Be a man. No, they.
In England.
We were we were talking about like how we all kind of liked each other's lines of each game, and we'll obviously get to each one. But then we were like, "Fuck it, let's just make a parlay and be homers." And it's already going right now. We got the Patriots +6 in a parlay, the homer lay. We have the other four legs, which we'll talk about when we get to it. But today's a good day to fade us if you don't like what we have to say about our own teams. So we'll take all the slander. We've already gotten a shit ton of the slander too from the list we posted yesterday, which V Sook and I did on Sauce Team.
God.
I don't think people understood the assignment. It wasn't like we just randomly selected them. They came up in order and we had to put them, and they kind of ran out of spots at particular points. But we still got roasted for it appropriately.
Well,
I warned
you
the boys,
just-
and then I forgot the fucking Titans and Browns, the two most forgettable teams in the league. We ended at 30, and then we had to slot the last two, so it was tough.
Mhm.
Fair. I mean, I know you guys had your stipulations, and 11 teams here, whatever. You have to open up a spot and put the Titans in bad. Titans and Browns.
I 100% agree. I agreed. But for the rules of the game, when we got to that point, before we do stutter dud, real quick, if you had to choose between the Browns and the Titans in a bad category, and you only have one spot, which team you put in there?
Probably the Titans, dude.
Really?
You think so?
I mean, Deshaun Watson's terrible, but
Terrible. That defense is terrible.
they have not been performing like we've expected them to. There's still Myles Garrett on the team. You've got Nick Chubb coming back. I think there's a lot more to be excited about for the Browns the rest of the season than the Titans, because Will Levis is not it.
Will Levis is injured, so there might be something to be excited about.
Maybe
That's what I'm excited today. Well, I took a touchdown scorer in that game, so
Oh yes, Trizzy. Let's
Oh,
go.
Trizzy Tutters.
Oh baby. Well, anyway, we talked about it a lot. We don't have to keep going. Let's dive in. Chat, this is your friendly reminder. Also, hello, Breedlove. Dude, what's going on? Haven't seen you in a while. Friendly reminder to set your fantasy lineups, because it is about that time. If you have somebody on the Jaguars or the Patriots, haha, shit out of luck. Sorry about it. But they've got three guys: quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, stud or dud. Couple matchups, and then we'll dive into the games right afterwards. First up, Kirk Cobangs, the number 7 ranked quarterback this week. Kirk Cousins, last week, 19 of 30. Came back down to earth a little bit after that 500-yard performance. 225 yards, 1 touchdown. The Atlanta Falcons are taking on the Seattle Seahawks today. Boys, what do you guys think? Do you think Kirk Cobangs is going to be Kirk Cobangs, or is he just going to be normal old Kirk Cousins?
Bangs, stud. Like you said, he had his off week.
I agree. I think he's back to it today. I think he throws for at least 300.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks are trash, and I think that playing in Atlanta, back in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I think it's going to be a good one for Kirk and the Falcons.
I would probably lean that way. I think higher than 7. Seattle is coming off, a mini bye week, but 3 straight losses. They really haven't been able to contain teams at all. So yeah, with the Falcons skill players, I think Kirk will be able to find his guys and have some success.
You know who the number 1 ranked quarterback was this week? Jaden Daniels.
Oh,
imagine telling somebody that from the beginning of the season, eh?
I think it's because he's playing the worst defense in the NFL.
Yeah,
That
we'll
makes
get to
sense.
that. But I like Kirk too, man. I actually starting him. Oh no, I have him between him and Baker, and I have Baker actually because they're taking on that Ravens shit ass secondary on Monday Night Football. But it was a hard decision because I think Kirk Cobangs is going to be good today. But all right, there you go. There's Kirky Kirk. Let's go to the wide receivers. Actually, no, we'll go to running backs. Homecoming man, Saquon, the number 2 ranked running back, and all these guys are starting chat for the most part, but let's see if they're going to be studs or duds. Last week, 18 carries, 47 yards, pretty pedestrian, 2 catches for 7 yards for his standards. Number 2 ranked today, going home. Eagles returning to the Giants. First time Saquon taking on his former team. Boys, what do you guys think? You think he's going to run all over him today?
Boys, is this one of those situations where the public is just going to fucking eat? Or is this one of those situations? Yeah? All right.
Yeah,
good.
shit? Okay.
Good.
That's what I think, bro. I'm not fading. They didn't want to pay him. They didn't want to pay him. You want to fade him going back there? No, not at all. Not at all. He's probably going for 102. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't think there's any reason to fade this guy.
I'll fade it. I'll be on the other side. I'll fade it. Just because last week we saw he's not really. You saw 18 carries, 47 yards, and this fucking Giants defense isn't too bad. I mean, they're top 3rd in the league, I think, in rush defense. So on the road, Saquon, I'll fade it. I'll be the one. I'll be that guy.
Okay. I lean with you, but I'm not gonna I'm not gonna take it unders.
Yeah,
right.
How can you? If you don't like it, then you don't play it.
Just don't bang it.
You definitely can't take his under.
I think
100%.
Back the homecoming narrative, or you just leave it alone. Absolutely.
Yeah. But you're starting him regardless.
I think with the homecoming narrative, I think we always forget the other side also knows it's a homecoming revenge narrative, and they're not gonna want to get fucking ran all over. So sometimes I think we got to remember that.
That's what happened with Aaron Jones and the Packers. They didn't want to let him get into the end zone. So they were every time the Vikings would make it down there, they would go extra hard to make sure if Aaron Jones is touching the ball, he's not getting in the end zone.
I think of all the squads out there, we at Betting News have the most narratives. We all are fucking playing shit for narratives, tinfoil hats.
Absolutely.
Colby's got all his. All of us got all of our narrative plays. I mean, it's a fun way to bet. You can look at the stats all day long, but sometimes you just got to go with what you're feeling.
For sure.
All right, there you go, Saquon. We'll get to this game in a little bit. Last one, wide receiver. Garrett Wilson. Number 11 ranked wide receiver this week. He's higher ranked than Davante Adams. Obviously, Davante Adams has now has now returned to play with Aaron Rodgers. Last week, 8 catches for 107 yards, back-to-back weeks for Garrett Wilson with 100 yards. He also had a touchdown. Do you guys think that Davante is going to fit right in and Aaron's just going to throw the ball to him a shit ton, or is Garrett going to have a big day again today?
I would lean towards the duo reuniting, to be honest with you. Clearly, Adams is not injured.
Hamstring.
Yeah,
that hamstring healed real quick.
He's 100% healthy. He's ready to go. He already has chemistry with this guy. So I would be weary of taking anything Garrett Wilson today. Honestly, any Jets today, I wouldn't be rushing to back Adams either. I want to let this offense that's been sucking recently gel with the new piece, because you're gonna have Lazard that's gonna see less targets now. You've got Garrett Wilson's now kind of this wide receiver 2 on this team, and so I think there's too many parts moving around to really get a grip on it this week. I know Adams is gonna go, but he's got to learn a whole new playbook in a week. So I don't know. I want no part of any Jets props today, especially against the Steelers defense too.
Yeah. Should be a good Sunday Night Football. This is a really good point from Gerald, which is why I kind of lean with him being a stud, because Devontae's probably going to – if Devontae plays full snaps, he's probably going to have the number 1 wide corner on him, although the Pittsburgh defense is kind of good all around. But I lean stud. I mean, Rodgers is not going to just not throw him the ball anymore because Devontae's there. But I do think that Rodgers is going to make a concerted effort to get Devontae involved pretty early.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
I mean,
oh, shit. My bad, Sue.
No, go ahead, Chiz.
No, what I was thinking is, is it that much of a new playbook though? Because it's Hackett and you know what I mean.
Chiz, that's kind of what I was going to talk about. Is that Rodgers doesn't like a lot of pre-snap motion. He likes a simple playbook. He likes his guys to be set on the line when he snaps that ball. So I lean dud because I like Devontae, and I think he's going to go to his homie a lot. We saw the kind of antics they were doing when he got traded there on the Pat show. So I took Devontae 5 receptions. I'm not touching yards. I don't know what's going to happen with this offense. They've been weird all season. So that's why I think he's going to go with his boy. I think he's going to toss it to him a lot today. So it's a little juice, like minus 130, but I'm scared for Garrett or Wilson fantasy owners this week. It's going to be iffy.
The Devontae Adams, their Aaron Rodgers to Devontae Adams playbook is fuck it, Devontae's down there somewhere most of the time. Back shoulders and shit, you know.
But like, won't this open up the field for Garrett Wilson in terms of the coverages he's going to see, the doubles he's going to see?
Could be.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like Devontae was sitting on a couch somewhere. He's playing games. He was in training camp. He's ready to go. I just think that Garrett Wilson is now going to see some softer matchups. And honestly, in the red zone is when we're going to really see it come into play because that's what Devontae does.
Do you think they'll both be studs, V?
I do think so, man. I think like both of these guys have kind of similar games too, and they're fantastic route runners. They'll beat you right off the line, and they'll have you looking silly, like 5 yards into their route. I don't know other wide receivers that beat you in that way, and not with speed or athleticism or with size. You know, these guys are the ones that don't maybe look it, but they are two of the best wide receivers in the game, and I think he's going to be a stud this week.
Also, the Jets really need to win this game. They're 2-4.
Yeah.
Steelers 4-2. This is kind of they're getting into must-win territory now. Like
you just made this trade. You have to win.
I kind of feel like the Steelers are giving it to them too. Like they're switching up from Fields to Russ. Like
I'm excited to talk about that.
I don't know.
Yeah, weird.
I can't wait to get to that game. I got a lot to say.
Yeah, same.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll get there at the end of the show. But why are they doing that? Like I don't get it. But maybe they look really smart and Russell Wilson throws the ball everywhere. But
yes.
I
will say, peep the staff picks if you want a full write up because our homie Betsky did do a full write up on Jamal this week, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get into the end zone too.
I love the Lions this week.
Also on our staff picks
I love
articles.
the Lions too.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that game too.
Big also on the Lions.
Oh,
famous last words, boys.
on our staff's picks article, Betsky's actually in first place right now. So far, he is winning the units race.
I'm coming for him.
Yeah, we're all coming for him. All right, let's dive into this week. How the Patriots looking? Anybody checking out?
25-10, 9 minutes left in the third.
Okay.
A lot of ball game left.
It's all good. A lot of ball game, you know.
We just need him to cover the 6.
I
wide open.
That 2-point conversion had me feeling a little queasy. That's all I'm saying. 22.
That doesn't come into play.
10, like that's, you know, I feel like that's gonna fuck with the spread somehow, some way down the line.
I just need one more catch from Evan Ingram, please.
Say, what's our number for the Patriots?
I got 6.
6
plus 6.
Okay.
Oh, I got 6.
Backdoor wide open.
Sorry, guys.
Backdoor wide open.
Backdoor wide open.
It's all right.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's dive in. Shags, do you mind whipping up the BetOnline? We're gonna bring up BetOnline, show you guys game by game. Drop your questions as we get to a game. Drop your plays if you have some, and we will go through it.
Karen just talked about this one. Seahawks, Falcons starting at noon. Falcons 3-point home favorites. Start us off, whoever wants to. I got no thoughts.
I know that Colby likes
Friday, but I think Kyle Pitts is a play in this one. Thank you, Trizzy, knowing that you are also on this guy because it's the times where everybody forgets about him. It's the times where nobody wants to talk about him or look at him. That's when Kyle Pitts goes off. And for some reason, I think he gets into the end zone. And I also think that he's going to hit his receiving yard line. I think it was 47. I could be way off. But
yeah, I might. I think it is 47.5, or that's what it opened. I saw that. For a while.
Yeah, 42.5 right now.
So I think I might have dropped a little.
But I like this play a lot. I think that we talked about it during Starter Dive. The Seattle defense is porous when it comes to the secondary, and they don't put a lot of pressure on the QB. I think he's going to have a lot of time. They'll be playing at home in front of the home crowd. It seems like a good spot for Kyle Pitts to maybe 50 yards, maybe a touchdown, that kind of game for him. But that's all I kind of like in this one.
I took the Tutter.
Yeah, go for it, Chris.
I took the Tutter. I've seen him hit at his. I took him to score a touchdown 3 times in my life. All 3 times he was plus 180. I have no idea why. I just think he loves that number. The NFL, the sports books, they love that number on Kyle Pitts. And like Vsauce was saying, when everybody forgets about him is usually when he kind of turns up a little bit. And I just think in the red zone here, against the Seahawks, it's a big body down there. I think Kirko might find him for a jump ball or something in the corner. And I took him 2-1 on FanDuel. So.
We know Kirk likes to use his tight ends, right? He had
he does.
every year. He used a bunch of no-name guys in Minnesota too that he made look like studs.
Both these teams give up points too, so we're going to see a lot of offense, in my opinion.
I agree.
We talked about this game on Friday that then Kyle Pitts especially. Like Pitts actually over the last couple of weeks has been really good, and the Seahawks are pretty decent on the back end from a coverage perspective, but they allow a lot of yards to the tight end position. It's an area they struggle to cover. So I like it for my fantasy team too. He's on my fantasy team, so that would be great if he has a good day. We talked about this as well, and I didn't end up pressing the button on this, but I like both running backs from the Falcons today. I think Bijan can have a good game. You did bet him? Okay.
64.5.
Nice. 62.5 rushing yards right now is the line I'm seeing for Bijan. You also can take Algier. He had 100 yards last week too. The Seahawks can't stop a nosebleed on the ground. 26th in the run, 144 yards allowed. 29th to running backs, almost 124 yards per game. So I think you can't go wrong with either running back in this situation. I think maybe Algier for the lower number, especially because he's still going to get 10 to 12, maybe 15 carries.
Right.
And with how pretty bad this Seahawks rushing defense is, I kind of like that. But people are saying in the chat that it's Kenneth Walker flu game. I'm pretty sure that Kenneth Walker is ill, but he is going to play in this game. So what are you guys thinking about that? Any thoughts on Walker against this Atlanta defense?
Isn't it his birthday? Or was it?
I think it was.
Yeah, it was. It was October 19th or something like that.
20th. It's today.
So it is today.
Oh, yeah. Today.
Yep.
Birthday narrative. Birthday, illness.
Yep.
Hungover
Birthday
game.
narrative.
You want to call it. Probably happening. 24
quote unquote illness.
Yeah, he's been going on.
He turned up for his birthday.
Right.
We've all been there. Well, you guys lead a side in this game? I know Colby likes the Seahawks to cover the 3.
Colby likes the Seahawks. I don't know. My gut would say Falcons. Because I just was not impressed with the Seahawks against San Francisco. So we'll see though.
I did press the Falcons -3 button. I did. Okay. I do believe in them. I've watched their games. I think they're a good squad. They have a lot of potential in offense. I know they can be a little frustrating to bet from a player prop side, but this is a team that can go down the field in the fourth quarter with a minute left and steal a game. I love this Falcons team.
I disregard. I'm with sick money. Look ahead spot. I don't like either side.
Who are the Falcons playing next?
Tampa Bay in Tampa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tampa Bay in Tampa next Sunday.
It's gonna be a banger.
Yeah, I don't like that. Props.
I took Smith McJigba to score a touchdown.
I like that kid.
I think I took it plus 160 or something. I think I got a bad number. There's probably a better number out there, but I think he's very low. I've been looking. I look at touchdown lines all week, every week, and almost every week since week 2 or I think it was week 1 or week 2. He's been over 2.5 to 1, and then this week, randomly, it's not like he scored last week or anything. Now he's under 2 to 1. I think that's very telling. He's probably going to get in my opinion. Tyler Lockett's a little banged up too from the past couple of games. I think he took a big shot that last game. So just think he might get fed a little bit. Noah Fant is also not a bad look, I don't think. But I didn't take him. I took JSN.
All right. Well, speaking of, before we keep moving, since Trizzy's going to be with us for a little bit and then he's going to have to leave, let's talk about your favorite touchdown plays today, man. Let's get to Trizzy's tutters. What do you like today?
Liverpool, Chelsea, under 3.5, -104, starts in 5 minutes.
Football. The other football.
That's what you call Shaggy's fastest 3 seconds.
The Sunday edition.
Oh man. All right. Well, I talked about JSN. I talked about Pitts. I texted Vsauce this. I think it was Tuesday. I texted Vsauce. So I took Blake Corum to score a touchdown on Tuesday at +250. FanDuel was not hanging a line, and I think it was because a couple players questionable, blah blah blah. But still, DraftKings dropped the line, and it was plus 250, which in my opinion is like incredibly fit. That's like you opened a can of tuna and then you threw it in the trash, and then you didn't open the lid for 3 days, and then you took the trash out, and that's what popped out. That was the prop that popped out. So. It just stinks. It's like he was like plus 1,200 last week. He was plus 2,000 2 weeks ago. It's not like he's getting the ball a shit ton. He's getting like 5 carries a game. The fact that he's this low is highly suspicious to me. I think homeboy gets into the end zone the first time, and then if you want the better number, I also took it on FanDuel. He's like plus 420 on FanDuel. So even then, let's say there's a discrepancy on DraftKings book. They hung it too low. That's still incredibly low, too, for a guy that was plus 1,200 last week. Like, why is he plus 400 this week? Nothing has really changed. It's not like it's an easier rushing matchup to any extent. Kyren Williams still minus 180 to score a touchdown. That's, the juice is still there. It makes no sense. So when it makes no sense, I bet it.
It makes perfect sense. Also, Kyren Williams was the number one just from a fantasy perspective. Kyren Williams was the number one running back this week in the matchup. So there's going to be a lot of running that the Rams are going to be able to do, and Corum should probably get involved as well. I could see Williams getting him all the way down there. Needs a couple blows in the end zone, and Corum's just going to fucking vulture him.
Can we all be Raider fans today and cheer against the Rams just for my survivor pool? Because man, it's down to 4 people, and it's getting insanely 5 people. It's crazy.
And you have the Raiders today?
No.
Oh,
I think they have the Rams.
They have okay.
Really, yeah.
Who did you take?
Yeah. But do you guys think, like, just Trizzy to ask you while you're here about this Raiders team?
Hey, V, answer my question.
What?
Who did you take?
Who did? I don't want to say because
that's why you skipped over it.
I don't want to put it out there or anything yet. I'll say it afterwards. I haven't said my survivor pick at all during each week, and I don't want to start now and jinx anything.
Fair.
It's too hectic.
Okay.
All right.
Do you think the Raiders kind of come out mad after this Devontae Adams situation? Because if I'm sitting there and I'm Raiders, and we've seen the way that Max Crosby talks about this team and the locker room, and we know how their head coach, I forget his name, it's escaping me right now.
Pierce. Antonio Pierce.
Antonio Pierce.
He's all about buying into the Raider way and the Raider way of life, basically. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Is anybody pissed off? Like, you see him on the Pat McAfee show right there, like him and A-Rod. I'd be like, dude, what is this? Like, he's been 1 foot out the door for at least 4 weeks. No?
They're down bad, bro.
Yeah?
They're down bad. They have Aiden O'Connell playing quarterback. Their only other receiver, Jacoby Myers, isn't playing today. Right. They have, like, Trey Tucker, and, like, that offense is abysmal besides
Is Zamir White out still, too?
He's questionable.
So Zamir White is questionable. So even if he does play, he's banged up. You know what I mean? Like,
you got Madison.
Let's say the defense does step up today, right? V, like, let's say the narrative you're spinning here. Let's say the defense does step up. You got to put the ball in the end zone.
This Rams defense is the second worst in the league. They're allowing over 27 points per game. They're allowing 3.4 touchdowns per game, and they can't stop anything. We saw the Cardinals have looked bad all year, and they scored 41 points on this exact same Rams team. Aiden O'Connell didn't look that bad last week. He had over 250 yards. He threw a touchdown, and Bowers had 10 catches on 13 targets or something like that. He's had 23 targets over the last 2 weeks, 17 catches. I don't know. It could be one of those moments where the Rams are kind of down bad because they're really beat up. They don't really have a receiving core. Cup's coming back from injury, possibly. I don't know. After all of the favorites winning last week and the public eating so easily, do we think that happens again this week?
No.
We'll get to that game.
Sorry.
After Trizzy stutters.
SPJ, what do you need for Ingram?
46.5.
Okay, he's at 35 now.
Okay, thank you.
5 for 35.
Damn it.
He's caught all 5 targets.
Are they still winning?
Yeah. They're up 15. They're driving though.
Okay.
It's not even the fourth quarter yet.
I don't think they're going to stop because their defense sucks ass. So
Exactly.
they'll just keep going.
Shaggy, I got the 31 attempts from May and 204 yards. So if you're giving updates.
Yeah, he's got 22 attempts right now and only 120 yards.
He'll get the attempts. Yards might be gone.
He'll get the attempts.
All right, Triz. So Corum was the first one. What are the
Corum we talked about Pitts was the first one. We talked about Pitts.
Right.
Then I took JSN and then Corum, and now I'm gonna do my last one. Austin Eckler plus 120. Brian Robinson is minus 170 to score a touchdown coming off injury. Mm-hmm. Like that, I think that's just too much juice. Like Eckler's like been kind of working back into the swing of things after the concussion. I think he's so live to just catch a little dump pass. This Panthers defense is terrible. You know what I mean? Like, so I just like Eckler to get in there at plus 110. I've seen the plus 120, plus 110, depends what book you get go on. I've seen it kind of fall a little bit all week. I've been looking at it. It was down to plus 100 at one point on FanDuel, and now it's back up a little bit. But I just like Eckler to get in there today. And my last little sprinkle, though, Vsauce is a Packers fan. He might think I'm nuts for this, but Emmanuel Wilson plus 320 to score a touchdown today. The backup running back. I don't know why, but I have no idea why he's this low. I can't I've looked all week. I hit up Vsauce. I said, yo, who the fuck is Emmanuel Wilson? Like I've never heard of this dude. Dude's on Prize Picks to score a touchdown. Like his props are all on the book. He's plus 320 to score a touchdown on the book. Who is this guy? I go and I check his stats. He's getting the ball like 5-6 times a game. I don't know how 5-6 touches a game equates to plus 300 to score a touchdown. It doesn't. You know exactly. Who am I even talking about? So that's why we take it plus 320. I think he was plus 340 on DraftKings. Whatever. Backup running back touchdown.
If you really want to have fun, that Corum Wilson 2-teamer is gonna hit like
cracking the game.
Say the name again, Trez.
Emmanuel Wilson.
We're all joking about the who. Now it's like really who is it?
Yeah, no, for real. Like who? Dude, I saw this name on the book and a 300 next to his name. I said, who the? I thought he was a typo. Like I had no idea who this guy was, and I went and I looked at it and I'm like, nah, this is fish, bro.
No, I agree. I was saying this to Triz. He's the new AJ Dillon in Green Bay. That's who he is.
Okay.
He's averaging 5 yards per carry. He's the battering ram of this offense. And they throw him in, and he takes 4 to 5 guys down with him every time he gets the ball.
Chad also reminded us, going back to that Commanders game, and I didn't forget about it. We talked about it last week, and I'm going to bet it. I'm adding this. The last thing I'm probably going to add. Just take Austin Eckler over 17.5 receiving yards. I have no idea why this line is 17.5. I thought they would have bumped it to 20. But it's 17.5 still. As Trizzy said, this Panthers defense is pretty bad. And he's crushed this line. Every game he's played in this season. Every game. He's probably going to catch a little screen pass or a little out route or something and take it 15 yards, and you'll get maybe all of it in one play. So I'm on that. Good looks, chat, for reminding that's a move this week for sure.
Move and a half.
All right, those were Trizzy's tutters. Triz, as always, thanks, man. And now Trizzy is going to love us and then maybe hang out with us for a little longer and then randomly leave. So,
the old Irish goodbye.
The old Irish goodbye.
I'll skate peacefully.
Like this. Sorry, guys. Do you have any other ones, or is that it?
No, that was. I took a Donnie Mitchell in the beginning of the week. I was very strong on a Donnie Mitchell, but I woke up this morning and he was at the same line that he was last Sunday. When on Tuesday he was half that price, so I thought it was fishy. But it turns out it wasn't that fishy. So I'm sitting with an Donnie Mitchell plus 370 touchdown ticket, and he's like plus 800 right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It could still hit. But like
CLV.
And if it does, I'll be real pissed.
CLV, baby.
It could be I'm pretty sure Anthony Richardson's playing for the Colts.
No, I think it was. I didn't know. I was assuming Pittman and Downs were going to play all week. They played last week. Neither of them got hurt. Neither of them came out of the game. So I assumed they were just going to play anyway. But I think the sports books were assuming they weren't, and that's why Mitchell was plus 370.
Gotcha.
I wanted to take him at plus 370 because last week I took him at plus 750, and now I think Richardson's a worse throwing quarterback than Flacco, so there was no reason for him to be half the price. Then Downs, Pittman get ruled in. Now he's back to 700, so it's like, okay, now it makes sense.
Word. Well, W negative CLV. We'll see what happens.
Hopefully it still hits. Hopefully. I have him parlayed with Corum twice.
Word. All right. There's just some touchdowns. Ride them out. Parlay them if you'd like. Or, I don't know, put them all individually. They're all plus 175 or higher. Hello, Pretty. All right. Let's get back to this. Get back to the slate. We've got an hour and a half still.
Can I say, Sook looks like what I looked like last week when I was just clicking buttons again and again, just locked in. Now I see what you guys meant.
You can always tell when somebody's doing something else that ends up laughing while we're talking about stuff.
Oh yeah,
I'm just pressing buttons, and Nick Chubb and Yosivas to get into the end zone is plus 1,000 points.
Ryan Yosivas again,
bro. It's one reception, you get his yards every week.
We'll get there.
Yeah,
no,
no surprise either.
Last week, man.
It's no surprise that every time someone gets locked in like that, it's during Trizzy's tutters because that's when everybody's focused.
Looking at touchdowns.
We all gotta lock him in as he spews them.
Dude, I think I've bet 2 money lines on NFL Sunday in the past 2 weeks. I've just bet touchdowns, straight up touchdowns. They're all plus money, dude. They're all crazy plus money. You hit 2 out of 5 and you still make money. It's crazy.
Yep.
I think we talked about this, and then we'll dive back in. But Shags, we had this conversation, I think last week or the week before. There is so much investment from an NFL perspective on sides and totals. Those lines end up being razor sharp most of the time. I mean, this year the public is kind of eating. Last week the Vegas got killed, so this week could be kind of funky, kind of like what V was saying. But the props are where you can find some stuff that doesn't make a lot of sense, like you mentioned with the touchdowns, like receiving yard props that don't make sense because they can't be sharp on all of them. The primetime games are a little bit tougher, but it's where you can make some stuff. All right, let's talk about this game.
Titans,
go ahead. You talk about it.
Take them away.
Because I got nothing.
All right, fair
I
enough.
like the Titans. I do like the Titans, but I'm a contrarian better. That's why I like the Titans.
I'm with you too, Frizz.
The Bills just rolled in against a sharp spot. Everybody was on the other side of that Monday night game, or was it Sunday night or Monday night? It was one of the two, whatever. And they ended up rolling. You know what I mean? And then here they come in. Will Levis is out. Big ass spread. Vegas gets killed last week. I don't think they're gonna win outright or anything. I just think they're probably gonna backdoor this spread. That's what I think. The Bills probably going to cruise the whole
backdoor
game
and spread. Say less.
I would still want 10 if I'm back in the Titans. Yeah, I don't like the 9.5.
I kind of think the 9.5 is telling too, though. Shags, no,
you're right. No, exactly. That
because
it might be there to scare me off of it.
Yeah, if it was the other way, if it was 10.5, we would be looking at the Bills. Oh,
exactly.
The Bills are going to roll. You know what I mean? Because the key number of 10, but. The fact that they're not giving the underdog the key number of 10 too is
what's this line done?
To me, I don't know. I'm taking it. I like the Titans today. I like the Titans. I like the Chiefs.
We talked about this on
6.5. Got all the way up 9.
It got slammed.
Yeah,
from 6.5 to 9.5.
That's what CLV is not real.
It is, but it isn't. But it is.
So all right. I put Titans plus 9.5 earlier this week just because I'm a fan. I wasn't going to put it out there and say anything, right? Mm-hmm. But as soon as Will Levis got ruled out and Mason Rudolph started this game, I think it's too many points. I think the Titans probably lose by a touchdown or something shit like that. I think they're going to keep this game gross. I love Tony Pollard in this game. That's my favorite play. of all the bets you can take in this game. Take Tony Pollard's rushing yards. I got 62.5 earlier this week. The Bills have a good defense, but they get pounded on the ground. And the Titans have been running the football very well this season. Their offensive line is starting to gel from a rushing perspective. Tony Pollard, also no Tajay Spears in this game. So Tajay Spears is the kind of secondary back, or the quote unquote, they kind of go hand in hand. But Pollard has been awesome this year for Tennessee. I got a great number at 70.5 now. I think he's going to be great on the ground. I love Pollard today. And I do like the Titans plus 9.5. I mean, it's my team. They suck. I'm not telling you guys they're good. They're not going to win outright, but I think they cover the 10. I think Mason Rudolph keeps this game not sexy, and Josh Allen gets pissed off, and then maybe he throws a pick today randomly for no reason against the defense. Although the Titans' defense has been great, I don't think
he has to throw a pick at some point. The man is going to throw an interception.
I mean, no L'Jarius Sneed, I think, for the Titans. I'm pretty sure L'Jarius Sneed is out in this game. But he got torched against the Colts last week.
God, I'm going to take it.
Yes, Shags, take it with me. But yeah, that's my thought. I think
I did forget one tutter. I forgot one tutter, and it was Calvin Ridley. I took Calvin Ridley in this game plus 410 to score a touchdown. He was bitching about targets. He's been bitching about targets all the past few weeks. Blah blah blah. They just signed him to this big ass deal. Hopkins isn't signed for as long as Ridley is. If you're going to keep anybody happy, you should probably keep Ridley happy. So, and in my opinion, I don't want to disrespect the SBJ, but Mason Rudolph might be a better quarterback than Will Levis.
Oh, he is right now for sure.
Just saying.
100%.
Yeah, just saying. So in that case, again, the guy's line is the same as it was with Will Levis. I think he can get into that. I think maybe he might have a better connection with Rudolph than he does with Levis, just because of the maturity aspect, the veteran aspect of being in the league and knowing what works and knowing what doesn't work type shit. And I like him to get in there, man. Plus 400.
V, did you end up taking the 9.5 for the Titans? We talked about it on Friday.
Yep, I did. I jumped in, and I do think that they keep it close. This Bills team, like Trish said, was in a very opposite of a sharp spot last week. They kind of covered for the public to end off a great week for the public. Mm-hmm. This week, I think, is kind of the opposite. The Titans, last time we saw what's his name come into a game, Mason Rudolph come into a game, it was because Levis got hurt mid-game. He kind of came in, and we saw them not really throw the ball. This week, with Levis's injury, they've known about it, and whether they knew he was going to play on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever that is, they were more prepared to have Rudolph back there. He's going to get a little more first-team reps. He's going to be a little bit more comfortable, and like Trizzy said, he might this week have some time to establish a connection with guys like Ridley and D-Hop, something he hasn't probably been able to do since training camp, because why would he be taking first-team reps, right? So now, after a week under him, I do think that the Titans are going to I would love to see them play spoiler and spoil the Bills Sunday, but I think 9.5 is a whole lot of points.
That's too many points.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people are going to have Bills money lines and parlays today.
Dude, you know what this game makes me think of? Do you remember a couple of years ago, Josh Dobbs started for the Titans on Thursday Night Football, and the spread was fucking 14 or something like that? That's what this game reminds me of. They're identical games. You know what I mean? And if I remember right, Titans covered that game.
You guys remember the last thing we'll say about this, then we can move on. There's lots of better games to talk about than this one. But the last time the Titans were this much of an underdog, as in over 9.5 points, was last season on Monday Night Football against the Dolphins. They were 13.5 point dogs in that game. You know what happened in that game, Chad?
Won outright.
Titans won outright. All right, let's move on.
All right, what do we got
next? Jags is disgusted. We've spent so long talking about this.
It's a lot of points. Could have left it at that. Sneed is playing. I'm seeing L'Jarius Sneed is going to play.
He is playing.
He's listed as questionable, but I think he is going to go. And he's got history against Allen, so that's always good for the Titans defense.
Titans defense. We can't sleep on that defense. They've been good. Can't hate on that.
Sure.
Shaggy just hates the Titans, Chad. You guys didn't know.
It's just not true.
Moving the ball.
This is just not true. However, I will say the Marcus Mariota pass to himself at Arrowhead lives rent-free in my head. I will admit that.
As it should. As it should.
Browns, Bengals, AFC North showdown. Bengals 5.5 road favorites against the Browns. Total sitting at 41. What do we think, gents?
Actually,
forget it. You see Vash.
I think this is gonna be a gross game. That's what I think. I think this is gonna be a gross NFC fucking tough football game. That's what I think.
I think this is going to be like a gross game, but it's going to be a fun one. I think that Nick Chubb is coming back. The vibes are a little bit high in Cleveland, as high as they could be. I think his rushing line is sitting at 39.5 too, which in my opinion is pretty low. I don't think he'll see a full complement of snaps in his first game back just because of like the gravity of his injury and having been out a year. I don't know if you guys heard him talk about it, but he's like, they took the cast off my leg and it looked like my arm. He's like, I didn't think I would ever walk, right? Let alone run again, right? So I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch him come back and hit the field. But I do have 2 plays in this game. I wrote about it, just posted the link in the chat. T. Higgins, he's going over 62.5 receiving yards today. I really like him. I think that people have been kind of sleeping on him because Jamar has been performing really well. He's been getting into the end zone. He's been getting his yards. But outside of week 1, T has out-targeted Jamar in every single game. He is catching the ball. He has got great hands, and I think he's only got 1 drop on the entire season. He's going up a Brown secondary that has been giving up big games. We saw what Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson did against them just a few weeks ago, and then countless. Again, I've listed them out in the piece, but we're taking T. Higgins, and we're taking the Browns team total under 17.5. This is a tough spot with Nick Chubb coming back, but Deshaun Watson has been generationally bad. Like, I think if you look at his QB rating, it's literally like ranked in the bottom 500 in the last 50, 60 years in the NFL. He has been so bad this year. The ball is not moving. They can't move it through the air, and now they just got rid of their best wide receiver. David Njoku and Deshaun Watson do not look like they're on the same page, and it's just been a discombobulated offense on all sides. I think this Bengals defense is starting to get it together just enough that Deshaun is going to have a little bit of a hard time. You guys know how many times he's been sacked this year? 31 times.
Wow.
The next top 5 teams are literally 20, 19. He has been sacked 31 times, knocked down 36 times. He is holding on to the ball too long. He's tied for 3rd longest pocket or time in the pocket. It's just a recipe for disaster. The offensive line is not rallying around him. They have not been good this year, and he holds the ball for way too long. Even against a Bengals pass rush that has been bottom 3 in the league, I think they're going to get home today. I think they're going to cause some ruckus because the Bengals can't lose any more games, and a divisional matchup like this against the Browns means that much more. So give me the Browns under 17.5 and T. Higgins over 61.5 receiving yards or 62. But yeah.
I like that Browns look, V. The Bengals, the offense is, pretty much always been there since week 1 this season. The defense has always been the question mark, but came alive against the Giants, holding them to 7 points last week. Against the Browns offense, I don't see them being able to do much either. This is a real show me spot for the Bengals. If they want to turn the season around, it starts with winning this divisional game on the road. So 5.5, a little weary. I would maybe be a little more inclined to take the 3 in the first half, but I'm staying away from this one.
Yes, let's go, Pats. Let's go.
What'd they do? Who scored?
Who scored a touchdown?
Who did?
The Patriots.
Who did? Yeah.
Osborne.
Drake made deep pass, 22 yards. This guy's good, man.
Yeah,
I was saying it this morning. Drake made for fucking president, bro.
Okay.
President of New England, maybe.
Point after gets him within 8. Too.
I just need 1 more passing attempt for this guy. I love this kid. Cash 2 weeks in a row, boys.
He's at 217, Sook. What was your number?
Yeah, that cashed already. There we go. We got the yards. I just needed 204. Let's fucking go.
There you go.
Already making money in the morning, boys.
One more attempt. You're good.
There we go.
Wait, was it time over 29.5 or over 30.5? He's
all right,
30.
Gerald. Let's chill.
31. I need 31 B. So 2-0 to start the morning, boys. If he throws 1 more pass attempt.
Let's go, stuff.
Dude, Hunter Henry has almost 100 yards receiving. That is wild.
Crazy. On this game, let's talk about Chubb coming back, because you got Nick Chubb returning in this game, and what a game to come back to, because we've talked about the Bengals rushing defense over the last few weeks. This rushing defense sucks. Nick Chubb's rushing yards line is 39.5. which feels nasty. But the last time he ran against the Bengals, albeit it was last season before he got hurt, he had 106 yards on the ground in that game. Is 39.5 for Chubb worth taking, you think?
Did you guys see the video of his teammates when he was on the podium, like cheering him on? There's a lot of hype against this guy today. Not against, for him.
I was like, what?
A lot of hype for him. His
For him.
teammates are all about it. I'm shocked that's at 38.
I just think that they wouldn't bring him back if he wasn't healthy. He's going to be a little rusty,
I agree.
obviously. But he probably could have played maybe last week or the week before, but you want to make 100% sure guys ready to go. I mean, I don't see a reason why they don't give him. Who out there? They're going to fucking trot out there Devontae Foreman instead.
Devontae Foreman, yeah.
Yeah, like if you get Chubb rolling.
Because
40
Jerome
yards.
Ford is out, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Ford's
Yeah.
out.
So you got Pierre Strong and Devontae Foreman.
They don't have his carries listed.
See, that would be the move, wouldn't it?
That's exactly what I was going to. Maybe he's not going to get those yards because he is rusty, because the Browns maybe struggle to run the ball. But yeah, they're gonna feed him at least the opportunities. So yeah, it's interesting his carries isn't listed.
Bye, Trizzy.
Yeah, Trizzy had to leave, guys. So bye, Triz. Appreciate you. I was looking at it last night just because, again, I like targeting this Bengals rushing defense. They're 27th in yards allowed, rushing yards. They're 18th to running backs, about 100 a game. And as V mentioned, you don't want Deshaun Watson fucking chucking the ball all over the shop. I don't know. 40 yards seems like a gift for Chubb. He could get
I just
that in the
want
first
someone
half.
to commit to me that the way the Browns have committed to Deshaun Watson. This is blind loyalty.
Yeah, exactly. All the money in our bank account.
I think it's one of those days where if you're going to take Chubb, ladder it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
fucking
His
ladder
line's
it.
not going to be this low the rest of the season. So
Yeah, if he has 50 yards in the first half, you're never going to see. It's like when we talked about Kareem Hunt like 3 weeks ago.
same thing.
Same exact thing. I mean, his 50 yards is plus 170, 60 yards is plus 300, 70 yards is plus 500, 80 yards plus 850.
Oof.
Yeah, I think that's worth it.
Yeah, worth the dust, you know. Okay. Anything else on this one?
No,
No.
I got nothing else.
Just make
But-
sure you play your CVash.
V, this is your time to shine.
All right, let me tell you guys why everybody should believe in the Packers. No, I've got scribbles out on this one too. Go peep the scribbles, but I've got two plays in this one. It's gonna be first one is my Lord and Savior, Jordan Love. No, Gerald, do you want some ads? I hope Gerald does get ads. But we're taking Jordan Love's over 21.5 completions. He has been fantastic, and he's only hit this line in 2 of the 4 games that he's played in, but he's finally kind of taking care of the ball. He's seeing the field much better, and his completion rate this season is not indicative of what he plays like or his play style. It's more indicative of the wild style he was playing the first few weeks of the season. I think that today against the Houston Texans defense that is pretty beat up, I think this is when it's his time to shine. This line is coming at -3 for the Packers, who are 4-2, 2-2 with Jordan Love, and the Texans are 5-1. Why is this line sitting at the -3, juiced to the Packers? The line doesn't really kind of make sense. Jordan Love has put up 4 touchdowns in both home games this year. He's got 12 touchdowns in just 4 games, and he sits second in the league in passing touchdowns. This is not a mistake. He was this good last season, and he's been this good again this year. Outside of the 2 losses, he has been fantastic. They're playing at home. Houston is traveling to Green Bay in October when this team plays in a dome. It's going to be a tough, cold battle out there in Green Bay today. It's going to be tough for an already beat-up team, and I just think that the loss of Nico Collins, that's one of those things that kind of takes the air out of the room. I know that they responded and that they still won last week, but his presence is needed, and I think that it was very obvious he was the wide receiver 1, even with the addition of Stephon Diggs. I love Tank Dell. I think Diggs is going to be fantastic too. But this secondary for the Packers has been elite. Xavier McKinney leads the league in interceptions. He's got 5 interceptions through 6 weeks. Last week was the first week that the Packers didn't have an interception. And that was mainly just because, what's his name? Kyler Murray couldn't complete a pass to either team. That was what was going on there. I think that the Packers are in a great spot this week. I also love not Romeo Dobbs, it's Jaden Reed's over receiving yards. His snap count is increasing each week, and his connection with Jordan Love is very clear. He's the highest targeted wide receiver. He's again playing up against a really bad secondary, and it's really beat up. So just give me his over 57.5 receiving yards, over 55.5 now.
Mm-hmm. You said it. Houston is beat up. Both. Let me look at their depth chart real quick. Both their outside linebackers, starting outside linebackers, out. Free safety out. Their second cornerback's out. They're already missing Jeff Okudah at corner. Very beat up. Very beat up Texans secondary especially, but the defense overall. So, and you said it. Tough place to go into Green Bay, into this environment, and win a ball game. I was just seeing the 3, I was almost pretty quick to jump on the Texans. But yeah, they only beat the Patriots last weekend. It's the Patriots. How good is that win without Nico Collins? So
look at the teams they've beat. They are very middle of the pack. They got smoked by the Minnesota Vikings, 34-7, and the Minnesota Vikings is not even a good defense.
Yep.
So I don't know. I know that Sook disagrees with me. So Sook, talk to me about the Texans. Matchup number 4.
Yeah, matchup number 4. I'm taking them on the road. They're beat up. I think this is just a spot where you know this. The Packers have had a lot of interesting games this season, and I don't think the Texans have hit their potential. And even with Nico out, I still think they have weapons like Sick Money saying in chat. I think when you get Joe Mixon going, you get a little bit more room for CJ Stroud to play. I like the Texans to steal one on the road this week. I could be wrong, but I'm up on Vsauce chat. We are head to head this year. I'm 2-1 against him, so hoping to go 3-1.
If you made me bet the side, I would probably just leave the points and go Texans money line. But I'm not betting it.
I think it's going to be a fun one, to be honest.
Definitely.
It's going to be a messy one. If you got player props in this one or the spread, you're going to be pulling your hair out. But as a football fan, I'm excited.
What I can't believe is we have Texans Packers, we have Chiefs Niners, we have Lions Vikings. Yeah. And we have to watch Jets and Steelers on Sunday Night Football tonight.
I know. Why
did they have the decency to flex the Jaden Reed, Caleb Williams game to prime time? I think next week.
Right. Yeah.
You're not excited to see if Russell Wilson still has it, Shaggy?
Not on prime time. I can check into that game and see how Russell Wilson's doing.
Let Russ cook.
Mr. Unlimited.
Dude, oh my god! Anytime I hear that, that's like nails on a chalkboard.
You think you did sprint on the plane this week, boys?
Oh.
I don't have. I'm with you on the Packers in our parlay. That's it. I hope the Texans lose for the AFC South. And if you actually look at their schedule, they got clapped by the Vikings, and the only other team that's worth mentioning they beat the Bears.
Remind me what the score was with the Jaguars, SPJ, since you got it pulled up.
24-20. They beat the Jags by 4. They beat the Colts by 2 points. And they only beat the Bears by 5 on Sunday Night Football. That was kind of before Caleb Williams really started figuring it out, though. So
that's what ignited it. You remember that little conversation with him and Stroud in center of the field? Right after that, Caleb Williams said, "Watch this.
Watch this."
Now they're 4-2.
The Texans beat the Bills. That didn't get brought up just now, but
they did.
They beat the Bills.
Yeah, but I would also say this, that the Bills, after that 3-0 start, have looked very, very flawed, and that's also why they went and made the trade for Amari Cooper. Josh Allen not turning the ball over. We'll get to this game, but his completion rate is in the toilet. He's not completing passes. He's not even throwing for 250 yards anymore. He's like back-to-back weeks, I think, under 200 yards. He's doing it all with his feet like we would suspect Lamar to, but the lack of weapons over there has been very clear. And I think after the Jets game, they're like, we need to fix this hole.
It definitely became. Sorry, go.
The Texans won that game because Sean McDermott forgot he was a head coach of a football team in the last 20 seconds. Like maybe they should have won in overtime, but that game should have gone to overtime. There should have been zero possibility for the Texans to get the ball back with any time left for them to go down and kick a field goal. But yeah, they did. So whatever.
Liverpool scored. That's okay.
Liverpool penalty.
That's okay. They scored. That's okay. 2-0 plus 1,100 was the correct score. So we're still well under 3.5.
We're chilling. All right, should we keep moving?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's keep it rolling.
Let's do it. We got a few more noon games to cover. Miami and Indianapolis. Miami 3-point road dogs in Indy. Anthony Richardson is back from what we understand. What do we think?
This is so scary. This Miami team has been really known for their offense for a number of years, and since Tua's gone down, this offense cannot put together touchdowns. It's very, very sad to see Colts on the other side. I don't know. I personally, I have 0 plays in this game. 0.
I have nothing.
I have just a thought that got mentioned by Matt earlier this week in our spaces, and I kind of looked at it a little bit further. And I mean, I like Devon Achane in this game.
Okay.
It's over 49.5 rushing yards. This Colts rushing defense is terrible. Like one of the worst, if not the worst, on paper in the NFL. I can see Achane. I think Mostert's playing too. I'm pretty sure they're both playing.
Both are back.
And yeah, Tua's I think also returning next week. So there's probably some
he's still on the IR, but
lifted vibes
He's
in the
praying
Dolphins
next
locker
week.
room. You know, things are kind of starting to move back in this direction. And this Colts defense sucks ass.
Would you tap that money line, SPJ?
No. I mean, if I was going to play it, I would just keep the 3 points and just take the money line. Because I could see the Dolphins winning this game. But the quarterback play has been so atrocious there, it's really difficult to kind of look at. But I think they could just run the ball like every other play and get 15, 20 yards just with how bad this Colts rushing defense is. So I didn't bet it, but I do like Achane. His rushing yards, it's 49.5. Like I said, that could hit in the first half with how bad this Colts rushing defense has been. So that's kind of my only thoughts, and I lean pretty heavily with the Dolphins. I wouldn't want to take the Colts in this spot, especially with Richardson coming back. He's been very up and down. He could have a great game, or we could see him throw some picks, and it could be a kind of nasty one. So maybe the under 44. I kind of like that.
I'm so tempted to touch the Michael Pittman Jr. under 3.5 receptions for plus money.
Oh, suck, that's nasty.
Godspeed.
I haven't pressed the button, but it's talking to me.
I mean, Downs and Pierce are both out there, so
And it's Richardson.
yeah.
And 47% completion percentage. So, I don't know. All right. Throwing
money away.
Iconics. I won't press it then. All right, chat. I won't do it.
God, that's so funny.
You're welcome from chat. Watch it cash with ease. 0 targets.
Right. All right. What about most of the attempts? Any thoughts there?
I like that too. It's just really difficult to figure out which back's going to get the ball more. It's,
right.
They do have a very split backfield between him and Achane. Kind of a hot...
Liverpool just scored again.
Oh no, Shax. Oh no.
Oh no, he's off. We're good.
Okay, good.
He's off.
That's when VAR gets you nicely. I don't know the kid. I don't hate it. I do think that the Dolphins are heavily going to lean on the ground to win this game. So if you like it, I don't even know what's the number, like 10.5, 11.5, something like that. That would be worth it, I think. I'll lean Achane a little more.
Fair. All right, another one on the noon slate. Maybe the game of the noon slate. Detroit and Minnesota, little NFC North showdown. I did write about this game. I'll get a pick and a prop in this one. We're back in the Lions. We're back in the Lions on the money line. Plus money, plus 105 is what we got it at. Minnesota undefeated, coming off a bye week. But now they got to host the King of the North, Dan Campbell and company, going into Minnesota. And I don't know if you guys know who plays Thursday night football on Thursday this week, but it is the Vikings. They have to go out to LA to take on the Rams. It's the Rams. All right, I'm not going to pretend they're a good football team. Minnesota does have to turn around and play another football game in 4 days on the West Coast. I think that takes a little bit of focus off of this one. I think the Lions, plain and simple, are the better team here. So for plus money, I'm going to back the Lions. I've also got the Lions to win the NFC North in my back pocket as well. So a little bit of a double down in this divisional game. But I think it's Detroit, man. I think Detroit rules. They've looked rock solid in 3.5 of their 5 games. I think they continue to roll today.
I think it's almost kind of like more fun that the Lions are going into a road environment like they did last week in Dallas, right? Went into Jerry's world, and what do they do? Dan Campbell's world. That's what this is. That's what this place is now. And now they're going into Minnesota, another dome stadium, right? They're used to playing in a dome as well. So that's going to work out in their favor. And I think that they thrive in front of the road, or sorry, the opposition's home crowd. I think they thrive under that kind of pressure. Guys like Amon Ra, Sam Laporta, absolute dogs.
Heart on the sleeve team, right, V? So they're a heart on the sleeve team. So they like going in on the road.
Yeah. They're coming into your road, and they're coming into the road stadium, and they're biting kneecaps, right? That's what Dan Campbell wants them to do. He talked about it last year, and that's what they've been doing, man. I'm with you, Shags. I'm all in with Detroit.
And with the chance to, take down the undefeated leader of this division, reclaim that NFC North top spot, I think it's huge. And I'll just get into my prep right now. I'm on David Montgomery to go over his 12.5 carries, over 12.5 rushing attempts for Montgomery for even money. I found this, it was priced like minus 120 a lot of the other books, but even money on BetOnline. I know he splits carries with Gibbs. It's tough wanting to back either of them on the running game, but Montgomery is the running back one. He showed it in the goal line touches as well. He's the power back, holds onto the football. So just kind of going along with the game script of, I think the Lions win. I think the Lions kind of dominate. I think they have a good job running the ball tonight. Minnesota's rushing defense, pretty stout, ranked second and third in the league in terms of yards allowed and yards per play or yards per rush. I think those numbers are a bit deflated because of them leading every game. Teams are not running the ball against them very much because they have to play catch up and move the ball through the air. So today I just see Detroit dominating and David Montgomery doing so on the ground as well.
I absolutely love that, Shags. And there's one thing that needs to be noted about this Detroit team is they have one loss on the season. That one loss was to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. They put up 16 points, but over 400 yards on offense.
Yeah.
If you look at the box score of that game, you would assume the Detroit Lions won that game. So this team could easily be 5-0, heading into 6-0 against the Vikings. I love the Lions. Give me the boys in Honolulu blue all day today.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Goosebumps? Anybody else? Yeah, that's me.
My goosebumps.
Let's go, Sick Money. You and me, Detroit and Kansas City against the world.
Oh.
I have two props in this game. I'll start with the Lions one. And shout out to Betsky because V said this. He wrote about Jamison Williams in his staff article. He took his yards, which I like that too. I took his longest reception. Over 21.5 is the line for his longest reception. This is free queso, boys and girls. He's had his longest receptions this season, 52, 50, 70, and 37. If you like his receiving yards, just take his longest reception. He can hit that. You can just get it all in one chunk, which is normally how the Lions like to deploy this guy. He's their big play guy, across the middle, down the field, however you want to do it. Love Jamison Williams over 21.5, longest reception. Like I said, you can take his yards too if you want. He's probably going to hit that as well. Second one that I like, and this is just kind of a set it and forget it. It's kind of chalky. Who gives a shit? I'm taking Justin Jefferson over 89.5 receiving yards. I'm just going to read you guys what Jefferson's done against the Lions in his career. Last matchup, 12 catches, 192 yards. Match before that, 6 catches, 141 yards. One before that, 11 catches, 223 yards. 3 time before 14, kind of a dud performance. 11 for 182, 7 for 124, and 9 for 133. That's good. That's really good.
Good.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, it's Jefferson. I think he's going to be big in this game. I think there's going to be offense in this one, like you mentioned, Shags. Both of you guys talked about it. So those are the two props, kind of each receiver on either side. Yeah, that's what I got.
I love it. I was hoping somebody would talk about JJ because I've, like I said this on Friday. I tailed Sick Money way early in the week when he tweeted about this. When you know this much about your own football team, you know what their weaknesses are, and you can exploit those weaknesses, right? It's not fading your team. It's just that's why we love the prop market, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
If it doesn't hit because he has an off game, because there was an outlier in there where he didn't, whatever. Mm-hmm. Those stats are too good. It's going to be him. Sam Darnold's passing yards, we talked about this as well on Friday. Like, the Lions' passing defense is actually not very good. Bottom 5 in the NFL for yards allowed. So I think they can.
And
get
they lost
attacked.
Aiden Hutchinson, so the quarterback's going to have more time. He definitely was the overall leader in pressuring the quarterback in the league.
He was the entire Lions pass rush, and it's
Yeah.
going to be interesting. So I think that not Stafford. I keep wanting to say Stafford all the time. Darnold, Sam Darnold will have a couple extra seconds in the pocket, and just that little bit of like relief of pressure, I think will do wonders for his game and allow Justin Jefferson to get that extra step on defenders that we know he's so good at getting.
Sam Darnold looks like Kmart Matthew Stafford, if you think about it, kind of.
A little bit.
Yeah, I don't want to say it, but I think that's why I keep making that mistake.
I'm definitely going to find a guy on the Lions side to bet for a sack, though, because Darnold is not very mobile, and the Vikings might kind of sleep on these guys today. So you might find a sneaky guy on the Lions side to get a sack.
Also,
Sick money, I
both
think you're in
Lions-
here. Who's going to be getting to the quarterback today in that Lions front seven? You got to know one of those defensive ends that's behind Hutchinson. I don't know one off the top of my head.
I do. It was interesting to see all the news going on with Myles Garrett and the Lions and the Packers, though, and all these other teams that are now maybe making a run at Myles Garrett.
There's no one. I'll just tell you right now, Josh Pascal.
Okay.
Guy was a dog at Kentucky.
Who?
Didn't he play basketball? No, I'm just kidding.
Isn't Zach Pascal? Isn't that a receiver for the Colts? Are they brothers or something?
Maybe.
Ma
right.
loves the over, so I think I can get behind that for sure.
Pascal plus 155. I love that for a sack.
There we go.
Oh, milk metal.
Oh no, it's Milk Me Till.
I know.
What?
He worked hard on that name. It deserves to be said. You know?
Milk me now.
All right, last game of the noon slate. We kind of talked about it a little bit, but Saquon's homecoming into New York. Eagles 3-point road favorites in the Big Apple. What do we think here, boys?
Malik Neighbors. He's the new king of New York. He's the new king of MetLife, and I am so here for it. And I think with the return of Saquon, that entire narrative is 100% valid, and I will be here rooting for it. But I'm also rooting for the narrative that Malik Neighbors kind of reminds everybody, like, yeah, Saquon was cool, but look at this. You know what I mean? I think he gets into the end zone. I love his receiving yard line. Hey, let's go.
Sorry,
you.
V.
That's okay.
Boom.
We bring the boom.
Milk me.
Milk me.
Milk me. Let's go. Let's go, milk me.
But no, I love Neighbors today. I think he's gonna have a big game.
I do too, V. I'm on it. I got 71.5. I think it's up to 73.5 his receiving yards. I mean, he's back. He's fine.
This dude is crazy.
He gets targeted like every other play. Like
It's 6.5 for his receptions, SPJ.
I like that too. But
Honestly, Wan'Dale Robinson probably eats two today.
Oh, he's good too.
The Eagles secondary is not great. Like there's not really anything to write
It's
home
so
about.
funny watching Darius Slay go on Michael Parsons podcast.
Oh my god.
What do you guys think about the backup running back for the Giants?
Tracy?
Tracy.
Yeah.
Tracy. It was
It
fun.
would
to bet
only be
on last
fitting
week.
if like Saquon's replacement got into the end zone.
Is he starting again this week? Is Singletary out?
No, Singletary's in.
Oh, he's in. Never mind then.
He's in.
I mean, it's 33.5, so if you like his rushing yards.
I do. Like
I
Devin
got no
Singletary is a decent player, but I don't think he's going to take away carries from this young kid that's shown promise. The Giants aren't exactly competing to win a Super Bowl. They're just kind of seeing how they develop this season.
I think Tracy's also got more like his lines are more juiced towards the over and getting into the end zone than Singletary too. So I think that's indicative a little bit of what we might see. And Ma, by the way, I'm still not talking to you. No.
Why?
No,
Why?
on Twitter beef. About
Oh, okay.
Talking shit on the Packers, me and Ma.
You gotta have tough skin, brother.
No.
You gotta have tough skin.
My skin is soft. I'm soft.
Thank God your team won the fucking NBA championship last year. They're like,
Honestly.
agony.
Oh my
Agony.
god.
All right. Anything else on this game, boys? Should we keep going?
Let's move on.
Keep it moving.
Move on to the 3:00 slates. Vegas and LA. What degenerates are betting on this one?
After all the hype that was somebody here, one of you guys was creating about the Raiders this morning. I don't remember who that was, but I pushed the +7. I think that was just me, actually. I created the hype and I hyped myself into doing it.
Hey, that was you asking us to cheer for the Raiders.
Did you literally hype yourself up to take this?
The Rams defense is horrendous. And if you're gonna tell me that like minus 350 isn't what happened, Brock? What? Something happened in the game?
No, he's saying Brock Bowers.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm all over Brock. I wrote about Brock. He's one of my touchdown scorers for this week. Him and Xavier Worthy. We'll get to Xavier in a second, but I think Brock is gonna have a game. He had 23 targets over the last 2 weeks, 17 catches. Majority of those have come with Aiden O'Connell. He's getting the red zone targets, but the thing is he hasn't gotten into the end zone except one time this year. I think that this is the week against the Rams team that's given up 3.4 touchdowns per week. No, I think Zamir White is still questionable. They've got no Jacoby Myers. Devontae Adams is gone. This is the new look Raiders, and it all starts with Brock Bowers. So give me him to get in the end zone this week at +179, and +7 unfortunately has been tapped into, but that's probably not a battle you want to follow me into.
You sick fuck.
Dude, I mean, that's a lot of points for a Rams team that isn't very good.
Either it's indicative of what's going to happen or it's too many points. And
didn't they win last week?
It's too,
Who, the Raiders or the Rams?
The Rams.
The Rams, I'm saying, the -7.
No,
they lost.
Did they win last week?
No.
They lost.
No.
Or they were on a bye. Were they on a bye?
The Rams were on a bye, but they lost 2.
Rams were on a bye.
Packers.
I love this. I like this Bowers look a lot. 59.5 receiving yards. The Rams are second worst in the NFL to the tight end position with yards allowed. And who the fuck else is Aiden O'Connell going to throw the ball to? They ain't got Adams no more. Myers gone. That's kind of it. And it's proven to be successful, so you might as well do it.
Call it, ref.
71 last week. 97 against Denver. Dig it.
It should be fun. But you guys have any Cooper Kupp love? Is he coming back this week then, or?
I don't think so. Not today, but maybe next week.
Oh my god! Why did you not blow the whistle, dude?
Love watching Shaq sweat out soccer.
No way! There is no way you're giving him another. Oh my god! We're 2 minutes past stoppage time, and this guy lets Liverpool go all the way down the fucking field and get a penalty.
Oh shit!
Sorry,
buddy.
SPG or Shaggy.
What
is he supposed to do?
Is it 30-0?
Tackle!
Shaggy might need a minute.
Shaggy might need the Chiefs game to start right now.
What the fuck, dude?
Sorry, buddy.
Would you get?
Kelsey took a corner. 60 seconds after stoppage time should have ended. 60 seconds. We're playing +5. They kicked that thing in the 46th minute. Liverpool takes 4 years to go all the way down the field. And this guy's going to go to VAR and maybe give him a penalty. Holy shit.
What's the
all
score?
right, let's move on. It's 1-0. It's 1-0 still. We're fine. But
Chef.
this is...
What are you doing, Chef?
Well,
Chelsea should not have gotten that corner kick, and Liverpool should not have gotten this fucking penalty.
That is disgustingly gross, and I love it, Chef. Let's go.
Are we talking about this game?
I have a prop in this game, so yeah.
I wrote about this game. That's.
Let's get into it.
10 now. Wow.
10.
Wow.
Sheesh. V, let me tell my prop real fast, and I'll let you dive into the actual game. One of my favorites this week was Chubba Hubbard.
Baby.
I'm riding the Chubba train once again.
Baby.
I got 69.5. Nice for his rushing yards. I think it's bumped up a little bit now. Commanders have been great this year, but they do struggle stopping the run. We saw Derrick Henry run all over them last week, but that's been kind of a trend throughout the entire season for the Commanders on the ground. And Hubbard's been awesome. He's had 90 rushing yards in 3 straight weeks. He's looking like running back 1 right now. Jonathan Brooks still not back yet in this backfield. I think it could get a little muddy when he comes back because they probably want to give this guy a good fair share of runs too. But with the way Hubbard's been running the football, doesn't matter. Give me 70 plus for Chuba. I would ladder this to 100.
Love it.
Yeah, I love it too, man. I understand that they're gonna have to pass the ball in this one, but you got to feed the ball to your best player. And right now, their best player has been Chuba. He's been fantastic in the past game. He's getting targets out the backfield. He's getting touches out the backfield. And like you said,
he's been their best player since last year.
And who called it? Who? Yeah, he did. I wasn't giving myself flowers. I was giving Silk some flowers. But I love this spot for Chuba. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Like, did you ever think we'd see a total at 51.5 in a Carolina Panthers game, boys? Last season when Bryce Young was starting, Bryce Young has scored more than 20 points in just 2 of his 17 starts. 2 of his 17 starts. Wow. They've done that they've already done that, I think, 3 out of 4 games with Andy Dalton, right? The offense is humming. And the thing that I like most about this is Deontay Johnson. This dude can ball, but over the last 2 to 3 years, he's been on a steady decline because of guys like Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, and then who was he playing with last year? Yeah, Kenny Pickett last year. So just a steady diet of bad QBs. And then this season started the same way with Bryce Young, entered the red rifle, and who's getting fed? It's Mr. Wide Receiver 1, Deontay Johnson. He's second in the league in red zone targets among wide receivers. But the thing is he's gotten into the end zone 3 of the 4 weeks with Andy Dalton. I think this is going to be another spot where he gets into the end zone just because the Commanders have been giving up a lot of points. As many points as they're putting up, they're also giving it up. They're giving up 12 passing touchdowns, and 10 of those passing touchdowns have gone to wide receivers, the most of any team in the NFL. Give me Deontay Johnson to get in the end zone this week at plus 150. Sorry. And then, the other play that I have in this one is, where is it? Oh, Zach Ertz. This one's a little bit uglier. Zach Ertz to get in the end zone, to get his first touchdown of the year. He's sitting at plus 240 to get into the end zone. He hasn't gotten there yet, but he's gotten 5 red zone targets. Jaden Daniels is looking at him, and he's gotten, I think, 5+ targets in 3 of the last 4 weeks. Peep the scribbles. I've got a full write-up on it, but I love him at plus 240 to get in the end zone. 2 touchdown scores, both at great value. I'm loving both spots, but give me Ertz at plus 240 and Deontay at plus 140. Sorry, Ertz at plus 240, Deontay at plus 140. Those are my 2 points.
I like that. What are you sipping on?
Energy drink.
In a wine glass with ice?
Yeah, because Rusty comes for me, man. Rusty comes for me.
Rusty's not even.
Pause.
Rusty's not even.
I'm gonna.
Holy fuck.
Off you trot. Well, there's a couple plays in this game. I know Shags mentioned this. I mean, the Commanders should win this game, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
10, I don't know, 10, but
10 is crazy, yeah.
Even
Not
with the Panthers.
I mean, the Panthers have been okay, and this Commanders defense is not spectacular.
Okay.
Panthers have been okay.
They've been okay.
Yeah.
Really?
They've not been
You don't want
atrociously
to
bad.
track that statement at all.
They've been all right. How about this? They've been better with Andy Dalton than they were with Bryce Young.
I will absolutely agree to that.
Sure.
Okay. Is this our new Josh Dobbs? Is not that bad. This conversation.
Where is Josh Dobbs, guys?
He's on the IR. He's on IR. He's hurt.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's what I thought.
Just what I thought. Trash. All right, let's go on.
Trash. All right.
Trash.
Last 3 o'clock game. Only one that matters.
Facts. Go ahead.
Look at that. Look at that line. Look at that line, chat. Plus 112 on the money line. The books are gonna make me put another unit on Mahomes as an underdog. Listen, people. Mahomes has been a starter in the NFL for X amount of years, 6 years, 7 years, whatever it is. The guy's been an underdog 13 times. That is not very many. When he is an underdog, I'm sure you've heard these stats all week long. The guy's 11-1-1 against the spread and 10-3 straight up. Whether or not the Chiefs win this game, betting on the Chiefs is the right side. You do not get Mahomes with a plus sign very often. And when you do, it hits at a tremendous rate. It is that simple. It's as simple as that. That's all I got to say.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I have no qualms, no nothing. I do want to talk about one thing in this one, and it's Xavier Worthy. Just because if you look at his touchdown line, it's sitting at plus 179. And he's had one game this season where he's seen more than 4 targets. He has no games this season where he's caught the ball more than 3 times. And he has cracked 50 yards just once this season, and that included a 54-yard touchdown. I think both games that he scored, week 1, he had a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown. And last week he had a rushing touchdown, not a receiving touchdown. His line at plus 179 doesn't make any sense to me, but not just that. This is not just a tinfoil hat play. The Niners free safety spot is really bad right now. Hufanga, I think that's how you say his name, has been on the IR for the last few weeks, and their rookie has not been doing them justice. They have given up a play of 30-plus yards in 5 of those 6 weeks that they've played this year, and last week they gave it up twice to the Seahawks. They gave a 37-yarder to Lockett and a 33-yarder, I think it was, to DK. Mm-hmm. Both teams are going to be airing it out and looking to make a statement. The over is sitting at 47. Tell me it's not going to be Xavier Worthy going over the middle in the first half, because Andy Reid, coming out of a bye week, there is no coach that does it better. His playbook doesn't open up until after the bye week, boys. Mm-hmm. They've been struggling up until now. We're going to see a new Chiefs team come out this week, I think, and we're going to see them play like the Chiefs team we were expecting in week 1 come out this week, because this is when Mr. Reid opens up that playbook, and this is when we're going to see guys like Xavier Worthy and Fortson getting into the end zone, right? I think they say Fortson,
yeah, Jody Fortson.
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, give me the Chiefs, give me Xavier, and I think that Kelsey's going to get into the end zone finally this week.
Mm-hmm. You said it, V. It's Andy Reid after a bye, 8-3 record with the Chiefs, 5-1 with Mahomes as his quarterback. Yeah, it's nothing else to say.
Mm-hmm.
Beauty.
Chiefs.
I also, this is the only other side. This is the only other side I took this week. I took the Chiefs money line. I mean, purely for everything that you said, Shags. No, I also, just from a props perspective, you can take, I know it's the Niners defense and the Niners are at home, but I like Kareem Hunt again. It's 40. His rushing yards is 49.5. We've seen him get, 12. What did he get? 14 carries. 14 carries and then 27 carries against New Orleans the following week. I don't see that stopping again this week. And as you mentioned, and Shags, you know this, even though you have Patrick Mahomes, one of the best quarterbacks maybe ever, the Chiefs really prefer to run the football. They want to run the football to be successful. And now that they have a guy back there that they can trust, I think that Kareem Hunt's going to get fed in this game. So I like the 13.5 rushing attempts. I also like his rushing yards at 49.5. So
you've also got Clyde Edwards-Helaire back in the lineup this week as well, which obviously hadn't seen a snap this season, but just another running back in that room that knows playbook. So
another body back there,
exactly,
to get some carries. But I think that from what you've seen from Hunt the past 2 weeks, I think that they're going to let him have the run to start the game. And
I'm looking at the depth chart right now, and Hunt's the starter, and then Edwards-Helaire is actually listed as second. Carson Steele got all the way down to the 4th string now.
Carson Steele's lucky that he even gets in the locker room.
Yeah, right. at this point, yeah.
They're going to change this password to get into this facility.
Dude, when he had the turnover last week, I was like, "Oh, Shaggy."
At this point, just comb your eyebrows upwards and then walk into the stadium.
Yeah.
Just don't shave. You got to not shave the middle though, or not pluck the middle though. Either,
not pluck the middle. Got to keep a little unibrow. Shave everything else.
We're gonna need Shags to walk through that player tunnel and make the attempt. Have you guys seen that old video where there was like that guy that was like 6'10" and he went to the draft in Brooklyn? Yeah. We're gonna need that from Shags.
You guys seen the fake Klay Thompson?
Yes.
That guy's actually from Olathe.
So chat, cue the panels all on the Chiefs, situation.
Yes, exactly, Ma. Same as Georgia last night. Same situation. I love Texas. I didn't bet Texas, but I thought Texas was going to blow them out. But it was the same thing. You never get Georgia as a dog, but it usually hits. You never get the Chiefs as a dog, but it usually hits.
Oof, oof. Lots of, and I saw that our buddy DJen posted this earlier this week that he saw like everybody and their mother taking the Niners, which I thought smart people would be like, Patrick Mahomes has a dog. Let me just run on that. But I was surprised that everyone was rolling to take the Niners.
I think sometimes like the public is getting sharper, but in not in like a sharp sense. And Chiefs are due for a loss. Niners need this game, like where that kind of narrative starts speaking louder than the hey, let's just bet the Chiefs again narrative. But like I don't know, their dog. It's a tough spot for the Niners, and they haven't looked as good as people want to talk about. And I was getting into this argument with Ma and Shaggy as well, saying that the Niners should be in the saucy category, and I don't see it. Their defense hasn't been where we want it to be. Outside of Nick Bosa on the front line, what else are they really doing? They've played bad teams and they've lost to even worse teams, and they've got 2 divisional losses already in probably the weakest division in football right now with the Cardinals, Rams, Niners, and who am I missing?
Seahawks,
yeah, like one of the weakest divisions in football, and you've got 2 losses to that same division. I don't know. I'm not big on this Niners team, and give me Pat Mahomes to like. If this is the Niners Super Bowl, what does Pat Mahomes do? He wins Super Bowls. That's what he does.
Lions, Chiefs, 2-teamer, both at plus money, guys. Just like Sick Money is saying in
Little
chat,
dogs.
do not overthink this.
Little dog lay. I mean, our homer lay died because the Patriots didn't cover the 6, so we have to cook up.
We should have left London out of it.
We should.
Yeah.
But hey, it's okay. We'll cook something up before we get out of here. Should we talk about Sunday Night Football, and then we'll cook a little lay and
100%.
Absolutely.
I have thoughts.
Let's discuss. Yeah, tell me what you guys think, because I'm actually still scribbling about this game. Jets and the Steelers. Jets 2-point favorites on the road. Total sitting at 39. My initial thought was under, but I have looked at how it's moved, and it was all the way up at 43.5 when it opened. So I'm kind of passing off principle. I missed out on 4.5 points of CLV. I'm going to stay off, but I do lean with the under. What do you guys think? I know we talked about it a little bit. Is Adams going to click with Rodgers right away?
Yeah,
I think so. I took the receptions.
Okay.
They've both been salivating at this, but since like Aaron left the Packers, they've been waiting for it. They've been waiting for this. Like they've been waiting for this. Like Gerald's waiting for the Patriots to get good again.
Gotta love that.
You're gonna have to defend the Packers' defense being better than the Niners at some point, but we'll get to that at another.
There's no way Slick's actually doing that, is he?
No, I'm bringing everything up.
I was like, what? Ma, what's the sick play?
I still am very surprised that they made the decision, which we're not in the building, so like we don't get an opportunity. But I mean, I've heard a lot of players that have played and have been in locker rooms say that they were very surprised by a move like this to go away from Justin Fields after he's 4-2. You saw Najee Harris talk about it as well in an interview. Like he was like, man, we don't want him to get his head down. We thought he was playing great, but at this point we're just trying to win games. Like saying all the right stuff, but like I'm surprised that they're going to Wilson at this point. I mean, they brought him there to start, so I think that's why, but you can't. If you get a guy rolling and they're winning, I know it's not necessarily because of Fields that they're winning, but they're not losing. So it's like, how do you go away from that?
I think the troubling thing becomes SPJ is that when the season started, he had 2 okay games where it's kind of like, oh, it's Justin Fields. He's playing just like himself. Then he comes out and he has 2 really good games that kind of give you hope of like, oh, he's going to be a passing quarterback. He is not just a run threat. Then you come back and you have 2 games where you're back under 150 yards. You had Pat Freiermuth in his breakout season 4 straight weeks where he hits over his yards. And it goes the same 2 weeks that Justin Fields struggled. Freiermuth struggled. The offense struggled. I think it very much became of, hey, we gave you the reins. We said run with it. And honestly, the returns have been a little bit mediocre. It's not to say that they're not going to go back to Justin Fields in a week or 2, but it's just, hey, the other guy needs to get a shake at this. So I'm excited to see what that happens. I'm going back to Pat Freiermuth. Haven't played him in 2 weeks, so it feels very comfy. That line is back under 30, boys, and I told you, if it's under 30, I'm playing it back at 29.5. I love this kid. I think he's good. I think you're going to see that target share that he had earlier in the season, those first 4 weeks. When you see Russell Wilson back there, he's going to go, hey, this guy was playing good. I'll go to this guy. We talk about it all the time on Gridiron. that tight ends are kind of your pacifier. So I'm looking for that again this week.
All right, my argument is it would have been so easy for Mike Tomlin to just go. I like the Freiermuth play, but it would have been so easy for Mike Tomlin to just go. You know what? Prime time. We're gonna roll with the guy who's gotten us here. We're still 4-2, and the whole definition of the NFL is winning. So we're 4-2. We're winning, and if Fields has a bad game on primetime and you lose, it's easy. All right, Wilson's healthy. Let's get him out there. But you make the change. Now imagine tonight Russell Wilson goes out there and lays a big old fucking egg. Then what do you do? Because you can't go back to the locker room now and go, all right, we're going to go back to Fields. Like, you can't play musical chairs with your quarterbacks. You have to commit and you got to go with it, because if you have two quarterbacks in the NFL, you have no quarterbacks. That is the old adage, and that is true regardless. I think he fucked up by making the change now rather than saying, let's see what happens another week. If Fields continues to perform, you keep going with him. If he doesn't, you make the change. If you can't go back now, I think, in my opinion.
I completely agree. I think if he loses back-to-back games, then you have a valid reason to be like, hey, look, we're going to go in a different direction. We started the season really well. We want to make the playoffs this year. We want to be a contender. Our defense is fantastic. So in order to give our team the best chance of winning, we're going to bring in Russ and see what he's got. To kind of do this, one, destroys the starters' confidence, right? Two, throws an entire wrench into game planning and doing everything like that. And three, in my opinion, you're not even bringing in the better quarterback. Like, yeah, I get Justin Fields may not have the arm strength or the accuracy that maybe we want in a quarterback, but he brings other intangibles that are hard to game plan for: mobility, rushing ability, and maneuverability in the pocket, right? That's something that Russell hasn't done well in his career, especially over the last 2 to 3 seasons. And I just think that you're winning games, morale is high, you don't make the change. But again,
they want to open up that passing game, V. It's very, very hard to be a successful NFL team if you do not move the chains with short throws, like SPJ always talks about. When the defense is giving you those throws under the secondary, you have to be able to make those plays. And I think it's very indicative that you cannot bet on Russell Wilson's passing attempts today. I'm not seeing it anywhere. And that's because they want to move the chains. They want to throw the ball more. And that's why Justin Fields is out, because they want to throw the ball over 30 times. They want to have over 200 passing yards, because it has to open up the game for Najee. So I think that's why you make the change. And you guys know me, I watch a weird amount of shitty football. So I watch a lot of Saints. I watch a lot of Steelers. So I know this team. That's the one reason they've done it. It's perplexing a lot of people why they've made the change. But if you're watching Steelers games, you kind of know why.
But I just feel like you're not bringing in the guy that you know is like, yeah, he did that stuff like 5 years ago. But over the last 2 seasons, the regression has been kind of crazy, right? You're depending on him being that guy he used to be. And that's another fact. Like, if you were bringing in Russell,
they're just swinging the bat.
Sorry?
They're just swinging the bat. They're just trying.
But why? They're 4-2. Why you got to swing the bat?
Because your starting quarterback is 2 weeks of under 60% completions. They're just trying it. Like, I'm sure it hurts if Pat Freiermuth is catching balls for 4 straight weeks, looking great, and then all of a sudden 2 weeks you fall off a cliff with your offensive production.
I get the logic of what, and again, the overall point is none of us are in the building. So and I trust Mike Tomlin more than any of us combined in football knowledge. So he made the choice. He made the choice probably for a reason, and that's going to be what it is. But again, if Russell Wilson goes out there and doesn't look great and they lose, the questions next week are going to be hard to answer, because there is no good answer at that point. So I get your point, and maybe Russell Wilson goes out there and slings it everywhere and there is no questions. It's easy. But if they go out there and they look bad and their offense doesn't click, because the thing about this Steelers offense too is their offensive line's not great. And Russell Wilson is a 30-plus-year-old quarterback with a bum calf. Like, he can move around, he can scramble some, but like he's not going to be able to get around as much as Justin Fields is. And that's been keeping them in games / maybe winning some of them in certain situations. So I just find it really hard, especially in a primetime situation, that they made this decision. Again, none of us are there, so it's like, whatever. And now you've got the other side. You've got Devontae Adams coming into the situation. Aaron Rodgers, the Jets, desperate for a win. The Jets got to win this game. I think if the Jets do not win this game, then their season is going to be lost at sea. 2-4, the difference between 3-4 and 2-5 is pretty stark. I think the Jets win this game. if I had to pick a side, I would take the Jets -2.
Really?
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I would kind of lean with the Steelers, to be honest with you. Certainly not because of who they're starting at quarterback, but just because I don't have much faith in the Jets offense. So, I don't know. I really wish I didn't miss the boat on the under because this game's going to have 20 total points.
I think it's going to be stanky. Look at the team totals on both of the teams, though. Very
Right.
heavily juiced towards the over, the 17.5, which is wild.
Well, which makes, I mean, yeah, out of those, you're 3 points short of the total they're listing right now, so they should be juiced a little towards the over.
True.
But yeah, I mean, that 17.5, that key number is a little telling.
Right. Crazy.
So,
all right. You guys got any other thoughts on this game? Anything else?
no, but I'll probably bet the 39, bet under.
Yeah.
The under.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably what I'll end up doing, even though I missed the 43.5.
I talked myself into it. I'm betting. They're not giving me the attempt, so I'm betting Russell Wilson over 172.5 yards. The whole reason why this guy is starting is so he can pass the ball. They're not giving me the attempt, so I'm taking the fucking yards. Fuck it.
Okay.
That'll do.
All right. We have a request, and we can decide now. We've got 20 minutes till kickoff. Do you guys want to do just favorite plays, or do you guys want to do a touchdown lay?
Oh my god! I thought the request was this.
Both.
No.
Both.
What do you guys think?
We can do both.
Okay.
Both.
Both. Por Kilo Nos Dos. All right. From the Plums, what's your favorite bet today?
Chiefs on the money line. I do like the Lions. I like the Lions though too. I like the Lions a lot.
Okay.
A lot.
A lot.
Should we do 4 sides and then a TD lay?
That sounds like fun.
I was gonna do a prop, but we can do a side if you want.
We could do props.
We could do anything. Let's just do props. Let's just do our 4 best plays.
Let's just do 4 favorite plays. Doesn't matter what it is.
So we got Chiefs on the money line.
Shags, Chiefs, ML.
I also like Mahomes rushing attempts. I don't think I talked about that, but
No,
it's
you did not.
It's plus money on BetOnline. Shout out Mr. Adam, Adam's Digest. Kind of steered me in the direction of this prop a few weeks ago, but yeah, the guy's gonna scramble. It's plus money. Kneel downs don't hurt us.
I like that.
I hate the Juice Man today, bro. I hate him. I didn't give him any love.
No love for the Juice Man today. Let's just do the Chiefs. I think we all are down to take the Chiefs.
Yeah. Chiefs money line. Give me T. Higgins over receiving yards.
Okay.
Down for that. Put him on my fantasy bench. He's gonna go off for sure.
Keep him there for all of us, please.
60.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Sook?
Russell Wilson passing yard. No, I'm joking.
Oh my god.
I'm joking. What you guys want, Lions or
It's
Patty Boy
plums.
Fryermuth?
Plums.
No, Lions.
Lions, baby.
Rawr.
I fucking love
Okay.
that team.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mine, Tony Pollard rushing yards.
Are these all noon games? No. Chiefs are the late slate. Or
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
late.
Chiefs
Yeah.
325.
Oh, it's 68.5 now.
I say noon games. It's still 10 a.m. here. The morning games for me.
Holy shit! Yeah, V. It's 9:45, right for you?
Yeah.
Woo.
Dang.
All right, so I've got Tony Pollard over 68.5 rushing yards, the Lions money line, T. Higgins 16.5 receiving yards, and the Chiefs money line plus 14.76.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
We roll.
Oh yeah.
That's your Gridiron 4 chat. If you guys want to tail, we're not gonna have time to post it, so it's just for you guys right here. Bing bong.
All right. Touchdowns.
Touchdowns.
Milk, I am not currently, but I'm not far. What up?
Touchdowns? Who you taking?
Brock Bowers.
It's so juicy, but David Montgomery.
What's the odds on that, check?
I don't know.
Minus 200.
Probably.
Minus 120.
Wow, that's it?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do that then. Gibbs will vulture it.
Sure. All right, Bowers. Let's see what Bowers is. Plus 220.
Ah,
Sexy.
Chelsea scored.
Oh no.
Still well under 2.5, 3.5, ladies and gentlemen. Still well under 3.5. Correct score might be out the window, but well under 3.5.
Suk, who's scoring a touchdown?
Oh man. Do we want to go Drake London?
It's your pick, dude.
Drake London.
Okay.
Drake London getting in when there's a London game, it makes sense.
London fucked us in the homer lay, so we got to get it back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, down to me, eh?
Wow, Drake London only plus 100.
Tony Pollard touchdown.
No, Nick Chubb.
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
I like that.
Chubb, plus 155.
Chubb's true.
David Montgomery, Brock Bowers, Drake London, Nick Chubb, plus 3408. Chat. If you'd like to ride 4 legs.
Oh, yeah.
4 legs.
If anybody wants a nice little fun lay, the all Chubbs lay. Chuba for 100 yards and a TD, and then Chubb for 75 and a TD.
Get your Chubbs out.
Chuba.
Chubbs out for Harambe.
Rumba. All right, David Montgomery, Brock Bowers, Drake London, Nick Chubb. All to score touchdowns. There you go, chat. Ride it out if you're feeling frisky. Bing bong. Bang. All right, boys and girls. Thank you so much for joining us today for Gridiron Gang. Huge day of football ahead of us. Enjoy the games out there. Go get involved. As always, go peep the scribbles at bettingnews.com. Appreciate everything you guys do for joining us on the channel. We couldn't do it without you. We appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with us for the entire show. Go follow Shags. Go follow Vsauce. Go follow Just Sook. Go follow myself. Go follow all of us at Your Betting News. Wherever you guys are following us, we appreciate you guys tuning in all the time. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow for Monday Night Football and getting the week started with us on Afternoon Bet Espresso. I'll read it. I'll say it one more time. Oh, there it is. Bang. There's the touchdowns. Bowers, Monty.
Liverpool just scored. Are you kidding me?
London and Chubb. Sorry, dude.
Now we sweat for 40 minutes, damn it.
Get a little nice and sweaty before the Chiefs game.
Yeah, really.
What else could you want? Also, write out the regular lay. Pollard rushing yards, Lions, money line, Chiefs money line, and then T. Higgins receiving yards. Bing.
It's only for you, chat.
Bang.
Let's get sweaty.
Get sweaty. You know the deal.
You got it. I'm going to kill you with kindness, but the Chiefs won't.
Always the Chiefs. It's always the Chiefs.
No mercy, Patrick. No mercy.
Also, as the winter season is gearing up, we need to talk to the powers that be and figure out the beanie situation, because he's going to be wearing it all winter.
You ain't figuring out shit.
He's going to be. It's next week, chat. It's next week. It literally is next week. But we talked about this. Don't act surprised. We literally said dates next week. This guy got act all surprised. Holy.
Did we?
Anyways,
we got quarter zips. We got quarter zips. Check it out, Embiid. Go look at the store. We got quarter zips. We got hoodies now. V, I wish, dude. I've tried. It's not us.
I'm so glad I ordered one.
He's gonna be wearing it all winter, and I'm gonna be sitting here.
This is the only betting news beanie in existence, people.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it's worth. I know what's on my head. Minimum bid starts at $500K.
I regret that the graphics department sent it to me first, and I decided to say, "Hey, Shags, you should order this and tell me how it is," instead of my dumbass ordering.
And I said, "I love beanies.
Let's do it."
Yeah,
I'm an idiot. Whatever. You guys can go get one of these bad boys though if you like, or whatever. We got a lot of hats. We got a lot of stuff. Go check out the store. Get involved. Get swaggy with us here at Betting News. We're gonna have a lot to talk about, Rowdy, on the NBA. We'll talk about tomorrow and Tuesday. Get involved. Catch you guys tomorrow for Afternoon Bet Espresso. In the evening time, enjoy Sunday today. Enjoy Week 7. Have a kick-ass rest of your day. You guys came for the winners and you stayed for the vibes. And we will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace and love, everybody. Take it easy.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? Down in the deep. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. Rolling. What you gonna do? Rolling. What you gonna do? Down in the rolling. What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit. What you know about